There it is. I can see it recording.
You can see it recording. Oh, you played golf. See,
I know.
I'm sure our audience did not know that about you. Now we
I'm
do.
sure because I don't talk about that ever.
I mean, this is my talk show
this is
outfit.
the worst look you could have had.
Welcome, everyone, to the first ever episode of the Reach Youth Tonight Show. I have with me our first ever guest, Mr. Joel Dahlenburg. I'm going to add a little clap track. And we are going to do 5 questions with Joel to learn a little bit about him and learn a little bit about what makes him special. Answer this question very carefully, Joel. Cookies or brownies?
Definitely brownies. Are you disappointed in that answer? Because you look disappointed.
It's gonna be a long interview. If you could magically become fluent in one language, what would it be?
I think it would have to be the language of my people, Hebrew. I feel like I should know that really well, but I don't. And I would love to know it really well.
Question number 3. What is the most embarrassing fashion trend you used to rock? Oh, hold on, Joel. I'm getting a feed here. It looks like we have a photo. No need to answer this question. Everyone take a look at this.
Okay.
So in that picture, you picked out the first thing in your wardrobe, probably your daily wear.
That was it.
Now let's talk a little bit about something that really matters. Tell us about how you got saved.
Okay, so a lot of you guys know, but I grew up Jewish in the synagogue, going through that whole process. And then, so through that, when I got to high school and to college, I kind of didn't see a need for any of that. I kind of felt like religion and God was all made up, kind of a social construction to kind of keep society together and in order. And I never really had a relationship with God while growing up. And I really did not think that there was any need for God. And I woke up one morning before my senior year of college, and like literally went to bed that night. Nothing's changed. Woke up that morning, and like literally God woke me up, and he's like, "Hey, I exist." And like I felt his presence.
Wow.
In every part of my body. I just was like, oh, I need to worship you. So I started to kind of keep kosher, read my Old Testament, kind of do the whole Jewish thing, because that's what I knew.
God had revealed himself to you. You were acquiring knowledge about him and his purpose for your life. But what really changed in knowing about Christ that caused you to then dedicate your life to him?
You know, I believe that I could determine my own morality, that I could choose what's right and wrong, especially for myself. And there was something that happened where that just didn't work anymore. And I just had this breakdown of my beliefs. It's like something needs to change.
Wow.
And I knew God's word had correction, had the guidance I was looking for. And so I found that in Philippians 2:14 that said, "Do not grumble or argue so that you may become blameless and pure." And then from that, with the experiences I had growing up with a Christian family that was really close to me, I started to see like, that's what I wanted to be. And so as I was going through this journey, as God was opening my eyes and I was seeking him, I started to see Jesus and the New Testament, and his word really had the authority and the power to change my life in the way that I was desiring, to be more godly, to be more kind and more loving, to kind of almost be like this family that I grew up spending a lot of time with. There was a night where I had a dream where I gave my life to Christ. And I woke up from that and I was like, this is really weird, because I was Jewish. We don't believe in Jesus. I didn't believe he was the Messiah, even though I was doing all this reading, even though I was doing all this studying. And I really was drawn towards his teachings, I still had this chasm I had to reach or get over, because being Jewish, you're taught, no, we don't believe in him. He's the Christian God. We don't have the Messiah yet. He's not revealed to us. And a month after that dream, I was driving up to North Carolina for a golf tournament, and I was just on this backcountry road, and I just couldn't help but proclaim that he was the Messiah. Like, I knew it. I couldn't admit it to myself. And my dream came true. Like, the way my dream played out in my head was what happened on that road. And so growing up knowing about Jesus, but really not seeing a need for him, that's what changed. He showed me my need for him, how I could not determine my beliefs and my morality and make choices simply on my own reasoning, because it wasn't working, it was failing. And that failure led me into believing that he really was the one true God, the one that I really wanted in my life, the one I wanted to serve, because that was it. Like, that was the truth.
Mm-hmm. Now we know a little bit more about youth leader Joel and his preferences and his coming to Christ. And we thank you for your time, Joel.
Thank you for having me, Ben.